And then a couple weeks after you'd moved out here and you'd been working for PureWow, you had a meeting with Gary, right?
Yep, October 2017, so about a month and a half into being here. Yep.
And he gave you like one piece of advice as to like kind of what you should be doing like after hours, basically.
Yeah.
Coming here, right?
Yep.
So what were some of the experiences when you were here, when you weren't a part of Team Gary? Like, how was it when you were just kind of showing up?
Here's the crazy thing: I didn't.
Really?
Hardly ever, which is insane. And I try to be very, very careful about being very honest about that, because it'd be very easy for me to be like, yeah, I came up and like hustled my face off with them, but it's not true. I did hustle my face off, but and I'm not saying this is right or wrong, but like I went all in on PureWow. So I was like, my theory was, I love PureWow. I genuinely was like, fell in love with the brand, fell in love with my coworkers. It's like the coolest company. I want to go all in on them and like kill it. So I just like made a shitload of videos for them, worked really hard trying to do like the most intentional, thoughtful work. And I figured if I do a good job, it'll work its way up, and you know, maybe Gary will think it's cool. But I didn't really go the whole trying to get on Team Gary route. But I did continually meet with DRock and trying to learn from him, checking with him, keep him updated on what I was doing.
Yeah, so what are some of the things that DRock kind of like taught you before you were part of Team Gary?
Dude, so many things. The biggest things, man, have been mental. That's always been like my biggest hurdle. DRock's awesome, man. But like the biggest thing that he's taught me is to not judge myself. And ultimately that comes from Gary, right? But seeing it through, I think, maybe a different lens, or maybe even a more relatable lens for me, specifically because he does video, I do video. Like things that, like when I fuck up on an edit or do something wrong, like obviously changing, but not like going through that vicious cycle of just like beating the shit out of yourself. Like, I don't know if you guys experience that, but like, I have a long history of doing that, right? And like, I would like so bad that like if a client didn't like a video, dude, I was like depressed for like 2 or 3 days straight, just like, life's over. And it's like, that's not beneficial at all. Mainly that, honestly, that's been the biggest one. And then also just like being a good person. Like I knew that growing up and I was taught that, but I'm seeing it at a different level of like when it's not convenient. That's the best way to put it. Being a nice person, even when it's not convenient, like that's huge. And like, you know, top down, like learning that from Gary and learning that from DRock, from Andy on the team, Tyler, everybody.
Yeah, that's crazy. So then you didn't really come here, like visit the Vayner team or Team Gary at all before you started?
Not really. I met the guys. I was honestly, I think, you know, this wasn't like good or anything, but I think I was like intimidated and shy. And I look up to those guys like crazy, right? Like they are my heroes. And I think I was just intimidated by that. And also like knowing that they're busy as fuck, they're in their grind. But what's funny is like within like 2 hours of being on the team, I realized like, oh fuck, I could have come up here and just like shot the shit with them at any time. But yeah.